Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listen, coming to you live again, bro, with some crazy facts about as to why the reasons of protest, okay, protest of the Gen Zs in Kenya, and why the protest is almost impossible to end unless this happens. So watch closely and you will discover why this is what is really the solution of it. Okay, number one, what I believe is the reason for the protest in Kenya is because the IMF ordered RUTO. Hey, listen, if you want to access loan from us, you must reduce the fuel subsidies. Okay, you must stop paying people. You must stop using the revenue to buy oil for people. So people are exposed to expensive oil. Every so price of fuel went from 149 shillings to 200 plus. Okay, and still also they want to impose more. So fuel, okay, they want fuel or gas, if you may, for those of Americans watching, okay, to be expensive, to reach 210, to reach 220, to reach 230 shillings per liter, okay. Another thing is the doubling of the VAT on fuel from 8% to 16%, again, exposing Kenyans to high fuel, high gas, okay, high gas, and a result, what happened down is the trickle down of economy, okay, where if oil and gas prices go up, then automatically the prices of goods and services also tend to go up because they use oil for transportation, okay, they use lorries and tankers and trailers for transportation of goods, okay, from one county to another or from the port to the sea to the modern cities, okay. Number three is the reduction of school fees, capitulation from 22,000 to 12,000, which is essentially crazy because education is the greatest equalizer. Literally, it is greatest equalizer from 12K to 22K. Okay, it's scrapped school feeding program. Okay, so people won't be receiving food anymore from the government, which has essentially been for so many years. Okay, it's a removal of edu care for pupils. What's happening is people are dying in school. What is educare? Educare is essentially education care, whereby you have a system and structure, whereby you make education needs and care for the people less expensive, or the word is affordable, or almost free, because the greatest is the equal equalizer, okay. And if your job is to do plan poverty, the one thing you target is school, whereby people are not educated as much so that they won't question you, okay. So if you remove educare, now again also school will be expensive, right? And then at the same time it raises the cost of whereby parents used to pay school fees at around 36,000. Oh no, not 36, 24,000. Now they pay 36,000 per semester in 3 months. That's what they pay. And now the school fees will go from 36,000 termly to almost 100, 200,000 per semester, literally. Okay, whereby you make school expensive starting from what? Primary level. Even America, they have free primary education. They have free high school, almost free high school education. But now when it comes, the deal is the student loans for higher education, for those who want to enroll in higher education, essentially universities, okay? Number three, the reason for the parties is increase of increase of electricity units from if you have 100 shillings and you want some electricity, okay, previously you used to get 8 units and then it went to 6.6, I believe, but now if you have 100 shillings you will get 3 units alone. Like, what you will do with 3 units? So that means essentially you'll be using almost 200 a day, okay. Check this. If you have things like fridge doesn't consume much, but if you have things like washing machine and dryer, bro, you will spend more money if you want to access it. Okay. Another thing. Yeah, go for one. Yeah, another thing is for the protest and why it still continue going on is RUTO borrowed heavily. He borrowed 3 trillion, 4 trillion, 5 trillion, 6 trillion, and yet, listen, we didn't see anything that it did to improve the lives of other people. Zero. He borrowed trillions of shillings, yet it didn't trickle down to the common people. Literally, he didn't do it. Number 3, what I believe is that the president does not honor the Constitution. Doesn't honor at all the Constitution. The president was sworn in, okay, to uphold high and protect the Constitution and the people of Kenya. And he does things very unconstitutionally. He does things very unconstitutionally. The finance bill in itself was very unconstitutional. The housing levy is very unconstitutional. And check it, he doesn't listen. The court say the finance bill is unconstitutional. The housing levy is very unconstitutional. Yet you want to impose it to people against their own will. You say whether you like it or not, you will pay for the housing levy or the affordable housing program. Recently, we had rainfall in Kenya very heavy, and we saw people their houses were demolished, their markets were demolished, and yet you say we have an affordable housing program, but yet you took the money for affordable housing program and invest in treasury bills and treasury bonds, which is fraud. Okay, I have several few notes here. Okay, that I'm gonna share to you. Okay, is number I believe is another thing is the bank taking interest rates has recently gone high, which is essentially if you're a private person and you want to access loan to build your business, to scale your business, capital to run your operations, okay, in your business, you need to now pay 26% to the bank. And previously it was 8%, and it went from, I believe, 8.6%, and yet it went from 8.6% to 13%, and then now from 13% to all the way 16%, which is seriously crazy. Okay. Another thing which I believe is by RUTO refused to pay suppliers 500 billion for supply of goods and services to Kenya, or people getting government tenders and then you refuse to pay, and people already use their own money and you refuse to pay them, which is essentially a scam. Okay. Another reason why this protest is because of planned poverty. Planned poverty is whereby if you get 60 people, or let's say 70 people, percent of the population, of the majority population, and the majority population in Kenya are youths, the Gen Zs, my fellow Gen Zs, okay? If you get 60% of the Gen Zs to only focus on food and to live hand to mouth only on a daily basis, you will kill the ambitions, you will kill their dreams. But check it, he has forgotten that we live in a modern day age. We live in the information age. We live in the AI age. We live in the informative age. We live in the technology age. Whereby I can see a guy in South Africa, man. He's driving. Listen, a guy is probably the same age as me. In South Africa, he's driving a Lamborghini. I can see guys in the US. Guys who are 22 years old, they become multi-millionaires. Guys who are in the UK or Dubai or whatever. We see them on social media. They are multi-millionaires. They are rolling. They are bowling, and yet you want me. You want to keep me live hand to mouth. You want to keep me and you. Me and you, we live hand to mouth. Me and you, me and you, me and you, the person watching this. Me and you, we live hand to mouth. That is unacceptable. You want to kill our own goals and dreams and aspirations. You, me and you, me and you. That's unacceptable. We won't accept it at all. We must reject that. Okay? We must reject that. We must reject planned poverty. Whereby, essentially, what you want to do is the only thing you talk is we managed to bring the price of unga from 200 shillings to 100 shillings. But you never talk about the price of cement. You never, ever said anything about cement. If you elect me, the cement is 800 shillings, the cement is 700 shillings. If you elect me, if you elect RUTO, okay, he has never said this, he never said this, and you will never ever hear him, and you will never ever hear from him ever saying that if you elect me, I will bring down this price of cement from 800 shillings to 400 shillings or even 300 shillings ever. But you will hear him, and his false prophets and his false angels saying, if you're like me, we'll bring down this hunger you see right now that you pay 150, this hunger that you see right now that you pay 200, we'll bring it to 100 shillings. Literally. And you are a vice president for 10 years. What did you do? Nothing but to steal the country. We must reject you. We must, boom, reject you and your children as well, okay? Number 3, what I believe is Kenya is experiencing, the government is borrowing heavily from the T-bill of up to 7% on a 16 to 17% per annum. Meaning what? Let me explain. Meaning what? The banks now, okay, are the modern day oligarchs, especially the bank CEO, where a bank CEO can pocket, listen to me, 1 million every day, or 1.2 million every day, or 2 million every day. Why? Because the banks feel more secureable, more favorable for them to do business with the government as compared to do business between me and you. Why? Because they will charge us interest rates, and we don't have the capacity to give them the same interest, the same return that they will give, that the government will give to them. Okay, I think it's the wrecked up NHIS system. NHIS system meaning what? Where people contribute to a national health insurance fund, but when you go to the hospital, okay, like the government was supposed to pay you some money, like if the bill was 50,000, the government was to come up for you with 28,000 or 32 or 34, but then the government say, listen, we don't have money, but we'll pay 5,000 or 7,000, but the bill is 50,000, and you ask yourself, man, I've been contributing for this scheme for years, yet you tell me that there's no money for my health? No, scam. Okay, another thing is the fake fertilizer scandal, edible oil scandal, where Kenyan got fake fertilizer, cement fertilizers, where Kenyan people got cooking oil, which were essentially scam. Mangoes were on there. Mangoes were up there. So you ask yourself one thing, and yet the people who approved that thing, they're still in the government. Essentially, where we headed was a country. I have a few notes here that I wrote down so that essentially I can remember, and I'll share with them on this video. I've said about the unconstitutional debt, okay, unconstitutional debts and unconstitutional budgets and no rule of law. This guy doesn't respect the Constitution. He doesn't. How come you want to tell me that a job of an auditor general, you want to assign it to somewhere else? And it's the Constitution say, hey, listen, this is the roles of an auditor general, is to audit public debt. But you want to assign a task force so that you can manipulate them, okay, and compromise them and give them something so that they won't reveal the truth. We reject that too, okay. And then increase. I've spoken about the increase of school fees. Another thing is billions stashed away in Dubai or other countries, okay, with the likes of Morocco man, with the likes of yeah, with the likes of other members of parliament, whereby you see a member of parliament, he earns less than 800,000 Kenyan shillings, yet he drives a 45 million car. Where did that money came from? Okay, where did that money came from? Corruption or budget corruption. Budget corruption. Listen, you tell us we're in debt. Okay, cool. We're in debt. Very, which is some of the debt which are very unconstitutional, because the Constitution tells us to only borrow for development. Only. If we need to borrow, we borrow for development. That's it. We don't borrow to pay taxes. Well, so we don't borrow to pay other loans. We don't borrow to continue the government working. We don't borrow to pay people salaries. We don't borrow to pay people pension funds. We borrow for development only. That's it. Now check this out. You say we're in debt, and that you want to allocate 2.5 million every single day for your wife between now and 2027. 2.5 million every day. Okay, cool. You say we are in debt, but yet you want to allocate 2 million to the office of the second wife, deputy's wife, every single day between now and 2027. You say we are in debt, yet you want to open a very unconstitutional office, the office of the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs, and yet you want to allocate 500,000 shillings every single year, physical year, to that office, which is very unconstitutional. Budget corruption, whereby you have people, also you, okay, who they abuse who abuse public money. Like, how can you set aside almost 9 to 10 billion every single year to the CDF, which is very unconstitutional? Okay, I don't believe this CDF is very constitutional thing. That's my opinion. Okay, budget corruption. And then this guy, he tried to force us into the finance bill 2024, and it blew the hell up. It bubbled up, bro. How can you travel to 63 countries in 1.5 years? In 1.5 years. Bam. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hey,
Just
welcome.
thank you.
Sorry?
Looking for like the table tennis and.
Oh my God! But it was here, mate, and the ears not opened.
Oh.
Yeah,
So he would have everything in there.
for sure.
And the basketball, there's a basketball thing as well.
No, I don't think it was a basketball.
Oh, is that one?
No, football. No,
I thought I saw football
no.
on the list.
Football?
Yeah.
Well, no, I haven't
As in a
seen.
ball. Okay.
Oh yeah, Well-
So when is he back?
but I'm not sure yet
Oh.
because I even don't work here.
Huh?
I don't work here. I'm a guest
Oh,
just
you don't
like
work
you.
there.
Yeah,
You're.
I guess just like you.
Oh, are you sorry?
For sure.
I saw you on your computer, so I thought you were official.
I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
So listen. Sorry about that. Listen, I was talking about. He forced Kenyans on the unconstitutional finance bill 2024 in 2025, and it blew the entire thing up. People were so tired. Of this lying, pathological liar president. He lies every single time. The only thing he can't lie is probably his name in public. Okay, but we know his name, but he can't lie his name in public. Okay, at the same time, listen, people are tired of this guy. We want him out. RUTO must really go. Let me tell you something. This party is very spiritual. This party has no leader. This protest is tribeless, okay? This protest is very tribeless. It's very religiousless, meaning what? All faith agree to one thing. RUTO must go. Yeah, they. Sa, uko wapi? Sa, alright. Alright, sorry about that. Now remember one thing. RUTO must go. This guy tried to use false police. Say if you want to protest, you must go to the police and ask for permission, and they give you a license to protest, which is very unconstitutional. But guys did it anyway. Over 500 men and women were arrested unconstitutionally. Until the help of Faith Odhiambo, LCSK, Law Society of Kenya, guys were brought free. Okay, he tried to abduct people before the main protest, the mother of all protests. Okay, and you see what happened? What happened was, guys were abducted before the main protest. Guys were killed during the main protest. So you can silence people. But people are not afraid of no more intimidation. Abduction and killing doesn't make people afraid, because this guy, here's the thing, we don't have nothing to lose. You have the one, you have everything to lose, including your name as the president. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I see you guys at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. I never look down upon anyone. I never look down upon anyone unless you're willing to amp them up. Let's go.